crispy buttermilk fried chicken drizzled with honey butter in a toasted brioche bun with crispy lettuce, burger sauce, and of course pickles. Mouth-wateringly delicious, and I'm going to share with you exactly how to make it. Welcome to Recipes by Karina, where I share with you how to make classic and simply delicious recipes. Make sure to subscribe or follow my page for a new recipe each week. This buttermilk fried chicken sandwich isn't too difficult at all, and you don't need any special equipment than what you already have in your kitchen, so you need to try it. We're going to start by marinating the chicken. This is a really important step, so don't try and skip it. In a medium-sized bowl, we want to add our chicken. This recipe will make 4, and I'm using chicken thighs, which do work the best, but you can use chicken breast if that's what you have on hand. If you'd like the full recipe for these buttermilk fried chicken sandwiches, it'll be on my website, as well as the full measurements listed in the description box below. To the chicken, we want to add half a cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk on hand, there are a couple other options you can use here. The first is making your own buttermilk replication, which would be half a cup of milk and half a teaspoon of lemon juice or white vinegar. Another option is yogurt. Please make sure it's natural, unsweetened, as we don't want any extra berry or fruit flavours added here. The buttermilk or the substitutes are all acidic. This is going to tenderize the chicken as it marinates, making for a really delicious sandwich. This next part is completely optional. You don't have to add anything extra if you don't want. I'm adding 3 tablespoons of hot sauce as I want a little heat to my chicken. It is really diluted in the buttermilk, so it is just a little spice and not too full on. Using your tongs, give the chicken and buttermilk a good mix together, making sure the chicken is completely coated. You want to leave the chicken like this ideally for about 24 hours, as this will give you the best results, but you can do it in the morning if you're making that evening, or even a few hours before if you are really short on time. Cover the top of the bowl and place it into the fridge until you're ready to cook. After the chicken is marinated and you're ready to cook, we need to make the coating. In a medium-sized bowl, measure out 1.5 cups or 190 grams of flour. We won't use 100% of this flour. There will be some left in the bowl at the end, but we need enough to really easily be able to coat the chicken, to toss it back and forth, and there's nothing worse than running out of coating part of the way through. You can easily make this gluten-free if you need to, by using a gluten-free flour or cornstarch or corn flour. These are the same ingredient, just different names depending on where you live. There are a few things needed to flavour the coating: salt and pepper, garlic powder, paprika, and optional again is some chili flakes for a little spice. We're not going overboard with the flavourings here, as we will be making honey butter and using sauce, so we don't want it to be too overwhelming with different flavours fighting over each other. The texture is going to be the main standout here. Using a measuring spoon, add a couple teaspoons of white pepper to the bowl. This has more of a mild flavour, but again, use what you have, so if you don't have white pepper, normal pepper will work just as well. To carry on from the hot sauce added in the buttermilk marinade for the chicken, I'm also adding half a teaspoon of chili flakes. Next is paprika for a sweet smoky flavour and also some colour. That's how we get the chicken to look that deep golden brown without cooking it at too high of a temperature. Add 3 teaspoons of the paprika to the bowl, followed by 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. I don't think I need to explain garlic too much. I don't think you'll find too many fried chicken recipes without it. It just adds perfect flavour. We finally want to follow up with some salt, about a tablespoon's worth. This may seem like a huge amount of salt to be adding, but if you do think about it, the amount of salt that will actually be on each piece of chicken we dredge in the coating will be really minimal, so we want to season the best we can. Give the coating a really good whisk until everything is evenly combined. Get yourself a plate to put the coated chicken on and get some tongs to start with the first piece. Lift it up out of the buttermilk and leave it hanging for a few seconds to let any excess buttermilk drip off. We want it well coated but not completely saturated. Drop the chicken into the bowl with the coating and pick it up, flipping it over. There are a few different techniques you can use here, but essentially we just want to have the chicken really well coated in the flour mixture, so however that best works for you works perfectly. I'm using tongs, but you can use clean hands if you find that easier. Shake it a little to let the excess flour fall off and place it on your plate before following with the next piece. When you're ready to cook your chicken, we want to do it in batches, 2 pieces at a time, or if you have quite a small pot, even 1 piece at a time. Fill the largest pot or saucepan you have 2/3 full with a flavourless oil and heat over medium-high heat. To check it's hot, place a wooden spoon in the oil, and if you see bubbles forming around it, you're ready to go. Place your chicken into the oil, being careful to place it down away from you so you don't get any splatter, and cook it for about 5 minutes, turning it over a few times. Keep an eye on it, and if it's getting too much colour, turn the heat down, and not enough colour, turn the heat up. It's not essential to have it at a really specific temperature, so don't even worry. While the chicken is cooking, quickly whip up the honey butter. This is what we're going to drizzle over the buttermilk fried chicken. It takes no time at all but takes the chicken to the next level, so I'd say it's pretty essential. In a small saucepan, measure out a couple tablespoons of butter followed by a 1/4 cup of your favourite honey. You'll probably have some left over after you've made the chicken sandwiches, but you can place it into the fridge in a sealed container for about a week. Just warm it up and use with other meats, or it works perfectly with most desserts. Maybe whip up an apple crumble for dessert to drizzle it over. Place the saucepan over medium heat, letting the butter melt and the ingredients combine, stirring occasionally. The chicken will take about 5 minutes to cook, so make sure to keep checking on it. It should be getting a deep golden brown colour. Make sure it's not too dark or too light and adjust your temperature accordingly. A thermometer is going to be the best way to know your chicken is fully cooked, but if it's getting this deep of a colour, it should be just about ready. Go by colour and time. About 5 minutes and a really nice deep golden brown coating will let you know it's ready. This is also a great time to prep your other ingredients. Toast your brioche bun and slice up your pickles and iceberg lettuce if you're using it. When the honey butter has melted, remove it from the heat and pour it into a small bowl. We want to let it cool down for a few minutes so it thickens slightly and won't burn your mouth while you're eating. Remove your chicken from the oil and place on a cooling rack to drain. This is the best way to keep it crispy. It'll keep its heat really well, so you can repeat the process with the next 2 pieces of chicken now. Once all your chicken is fried, we can start with the sandwiches. Start by taking a toasted brioche bun. You can make your own or store-bought is perfectly fine, and add your favourite sauce. This could be burger sauce, aioli, hot sauce, or even something fruity like plum, anything you would prefer. I'm using a really tangy burger sauce here. Top with a piece of the crispy buttermilk fried chicken and drizzle over some of that sweet and sticky honey butter. About a tablespoon's worth is perfect. Top with some shredded iceberg lettuce, of course pickles, and the top bun with more sauce. Now all that's left is to take a bite and enjoy. I hope you try out this recipe, I promise you'll love it. So delicious and enjoyable to make. Don't forget to share a picture with me on Instagram, Facebook, or my email is linked below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.